Curtis Ashford went to the light to see his loved ones. The General Hospital recap for July 13, 2023, features Curtis having an out-of-body experience, making it the second one in Port Charles this year alone. In this episode, Curtis flatlined, and who he saw on the other side almost kept him there. Sasha was hauled down to the police station, but a friend saved her from spending the night behind bars. Cody was able to talk himself out of trouble with Selena for now as Sam questioned Gladys. Also, Alexis was concerned when Christina wasn't giving up on her surrogacy idea. Now, let's dig a little deeper into the details. Curtis's, Donald Turner, family sat vigil at the hospital as they waited for him to get out of surgery, but things looked touch and go in the ER. Curtis had an out-of-body experience and saw his mom in the park. He seemed to be in the past and was even told he could see his brother Tommy. However, Curtis started to hear TJ's, Taj Bello, voice telling him to fight so he could be with Trina, Tabian Ali, and that made all the difference. Curtis came back and somehow survived the surgery. Stella Verney Watson was there to comfort Trina as she lamented how cold she was to Curtis for months. Now, she wanted to get to know him as a second dad. Portia, Brooke Care, and Trina were both happy to hear stories about Curtis's childhood as they waited for news from TJ. Soon, the family was all ears when TJ appeared with some answers. Sasha, Sophia Matson, was shocked to learn she was being arrested for shoplifting. She insisted deception had a deal with the store, and she was allowed to take what she wanted. But Chase, Josh Swickard, still took her down to the station. As Gladys, Bonnie Burrows, tried on a fur coat, Scout popped by and complimented her. Gladys was rude to Scout, and Sam, Kelly Monaco, was offended. Gladys quickly apologized, but Sam was curious that Gladys was buying such an expensive coat. Sam was also quite curious about what Cody, Josh Kelly, and Gladys were doing with Selena, Lydia Look. Gladys tried to avoid the questions, but Sam kept pressing. She warned Gladys she would figure out what was going on, and Gladys knew she had to find a way to stop her. Gladys was saved when Scout reappeared, but then Gladys learned about Sasha and had to run. At the Port Charles Police Department, Chase showed Gladys and Sasha the security footage from Logan's, and Sasha was surprised to see herself sticking clothing in her bag. She didn't remember doing it or understand why. At least Maxie, Kirsten Storms, was able to get the charges dropped. Back at the Savoy, Selena remained furious with Cody and had her henchman keep his head pinned to the bar as she made some serious threats. She wasn't going to tolerate his games anymore or else. Cody admitted he just wanted to be fired, but Selena was not about to do that. Cody was basically in for life. To save himself, Cody offered Selena money he'd get for suing the WSB later. When Selena and Cody were chatting in the alley, Sam snapped pictures of them from afar. A hand on her shoulder surprised her, and she turned around. Alexis, Nancy Lee Gran, was surprised that Christina, Kate Mancy, was still obsessing about the idea of being Molly, Holiday Nia Kriegel, and TJ's surrogate. She still tried to talk her daughter out of it. When Maxie showed up to talk about the invader doing the story on the Deceptor, Christina decided to pick Maxie's brain about surrogacy. Maxie avoided the issue for the moment, but then took off as soon as she learned what happened to Sasha. After Christina left, Alexis immediately got Sonny, Maurice Spinard, to stop by Kelly's so she could tell him how concerned she was about Christina's surrogacy idea, though she didn't come right out and say that yet. Finally, Michael, Chad Duell, showed Willow, Caitlin McMullen, the night he had planned for her. Since they never made it to Paris last year, he brought Paris to them in the form of a mini Parisian waiter named Wiley and some good French food. General Hospital airs weekdays on ABC. Check your local listings for airtimes. For more about what's coming up in Port Charles, check out all the latest GA spoilers, and for an in-depth look at the show's history, click here.